It's a crazy time right now. I'm the producing director of a program up at Vassar College called Powerhouse Theater. And I say that because that's where I met Leah. I was an apprentice in 1991. Leah as a director. Leah was there as a writer. Jennifer Krasinski was there as an actor. And I can say without a doubt that meeting Leah changed my life. To be at that place at that time when she gave me the script that she gave me when I said, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I don't know what I want to direct. She said, well, look at my play. And it was her play called The Jesus Thing, and I liked that title. And then I read the first line, and I was like, I want to direct your play. And so that kind of started a relationship, a friendship, that it's still a part of me, and it will always be a part of me. So in all of the craziness of getting the season ready and having people on campus who are just there for the first time and getting ready for all the students, all the apprentices that are coming this Friday, it's always a reminder of why I'm here. And I really feel like I'm a part of why I'm here is because of Leah. So that's briefly about that. But there's something I want to read that Leah wrote a few years ago for a publication called 400 Words. I don't know if anybody's heard of that publication, but you had to write. It was all writing that was only the length of the pieces were 400 words. Leah loved a challenge, and she was also a really economical writer. If you ever get to read her plays, there's nothing to cut. It's all there. Everything that's supposed to be there is there. And her work as an essayist and as just a woman of letters, as Kuzi would say, comes through in this piece where it's her autobiography. And I think it's a really great way to sort of set the stage of why we're here. And it tells a story of Leah that it's perfect. It's perfectly Leah, and when I first heard it, Arlene, Leah's mom, read it out loud to me a couple months ago on Leah's birthday when I was at their house. And I'd never read this piece before. I hadn't heard it. I knew that she was writing for that publication, but I never saw this particular piece. And I was completely struck by it because it's so perfectly simple and detailed and complex, and it's like a bookend the way it's written. So enough about that. So I'll just read it. It was always cloudy in my town. Some people get a headache when it's about to rain. Those people would have a headache all day. When it did rain, the green was electric, and the flowers, lilac, forsythia, heather, would spring at you like wildcats. Winters were icy, locked in, white and gray. Little boys had long hair, and little girls macrame bracelets that never came off. I went barefoot whenever I could, and my feet were brown and shiny. I never wore a dress, except when I visited Grandma. I cursed like a sailor, except when I visited Grandma. I took walks alone to the waterfall, to the candy store. Mom and Dad got divorced, and we left that town, leaving the lilacs, the headaches, and the favorite black tomcat. For years, I found it hard to breathe, to swallow. Visits home were bittersweet, and now it's not really home anymore. When people ask me where I'm from, the name of the town still comes out of my mouth, but it feels like a lie. Home now is a rectangular refuge in a brick and asphalt universe. The window screens fill with soot and car exhaust. A raucous music beats against the building, sirens, taxi horns, drunks, hip-hop and salsa from passing cars. Grandma is dead, and I still curse like a sailor, but I know how to clean it up. My closet is full of dresses. I never go barefoot. The cats are confident in their permanence. I take walks alone, but there is no waterfall. I belong to myself. Yesterday, some friends told me they had visited my old town for a wedding. Their heels sunk into the mud. They had headaches. They got wet. They were devoured by mosquitoes. And I can see them, city people, slogging through a field toward the bride and groom, slapping at their bare, damp arms, wishing they'd worn Wellingtons. Isn't it beautiful, though, I ask, and regret it immediately. I know their eyes won't fill with tears. They won't sigh and become wistful, and they don't. Outside the cafe, it's bright and sunny. A cascade of noisy traffic rushes by, and pedestrians trickle past the window. Soon we're talking about something else, and I'm making a joke, laughing at my own wit. Under the table, I sneak my foot out of my shoe and press it to the cool tile floor. Age 40, New York City. And the town she was writing about is Ithaca. And there's people who know what Ithaca is, and I kind of think that's a perfect, and having been to Ithaca with Leah, it's all true. There's one other thing I'd like to announce on behalf of everyone that's here tonight. Leah's play, Raised by Lesbians, which Dev Bondurant directed so beautifully a few years ago, actually the year that Leah died, that summer, for the Fringe Festival, will be translated and published into Turkish. And being published and produced by Ebru Selkan, a prize-winning playwright and founder of a theater company called Cloud, which is also a publishing company in Istanbul, Turkey. So that's pretty exciting news. And